If you have an event that happens, a disaster, you're going to have something that's going to trigger it. Your plan states what's going to trigger it. It could be malicious code, viruses, worms, Trojans, logic bombs, unauthorized access or use. Someone just came in, walked in, took a network cable connected to their laptop and just plugged into your wall jack. Really sweet. Now they're connected to your network because they just sat in the lobby. Watch those lobby jacks. I'm an auditor. I do pen testing. I'll do that to you, and that's not going to win you any awards if I can connect. Watch your wireless. Make sure people aren't connecting to it. Unauthorized changes, people altering things, deleting things. Denial of service. Well, the most common denial of service being a buffer overflow, but let's look at things like DDoS, a distributed denial of service, or a server being forced down by an attack. That's a pretty big trigger. You know something's wrong when that's happening. Hoax, social engineering, people doing stupid things because they believed what some fool on the internet told them to do. Well, actually, got to be fair. The person on the internet's not a fool. They're an evil, horrible person that knows what they're doing, so they're not a fool. Your people following their advice are fools. Okay? And some of the social engineering is very effective. Plays off of people's fears, exploits trust. They sometimes set up websites that get indexed, and so you do a search on something because they sent you a hoax, but they set up a website, made sure it got indexed, and you do a Google search, and there's a website, tells you all types of horrible things that'll happen if you don't follow the advice they gave you. So you follow it, thinking you were acting very responsibly. So hoaxes can set off things, bad events, which will be a trigger. Data center failure. Your data center being a smoldering hole in the ground is usually a pretty good trigger. A fire in the data center is a good trigger. Things not working, systems crashing left and right, power problems. Natural disaster, you have an earthquake, hurricane, fire, my sister visiting. Any of these things are enough to shut anything down. It's disastrous. That's a pretty obvious trigger. Yes, you're going to have someone that actually declares the disaster, someone authorized. Maybe you have a shaker. Do you really have a disaster? Someone's going to look at the building structure, decide whether or not you can go back in. Someone's going to say, hey, building shaking, go down the stairs, get out of here. Make sure you're under doorways or desks while it's shaking, then get out. Someone will go in and inspect to determine that natural disaster caused a problem. An epidemic, something like the bird flu, causing problems for years now and hasn't stopped spreading. Wonderful little virus causing deaths everywhere. Other viruses, swine flu, we had that a few years back here in the U.S., causing people to take other action. I remember setting up enough plans where there's an epidemic, what do you do? If there's a major outbreak, people that can work from home should work from home. Set up alcohol rinse stations so you can clean your hands with it so you're not spreading germs. Reinforce policy of washing hands after people use the bathroom. Put up signs in the bathroom, especially at the door and around the toilets, urinals, saying, don't forget to wash your hands. Everyone's health depends on it. Enough things to remind people. You can really reduce the chances of an epidemic. And you have some moron that's licking doorknobs, fire them.